Now, the Trades Union Congress has cited government's lackadaisical attitude to workers' concern regarding their second-tier pension scheme as a cause of an indefinite strike declared by unionized workers in Ghana. In a press statement issued Thursday, the umbrella organization for trade union activities in the country said it fully supports the workers' action since it will bring an end to the interference by government in activities of the National Pensions Regulatory Authority, the legal authority mandated to regulate pensions. The statement signed by its General Secretary Kofi Asamoah also stated government must withdraw attempts to impose Pensions Trust Alliance as a corporate trustee to manage the second-tier pension funds for public sector workers. The Chief Justice Shojana Theodora Wood has acknowledged receipt of a petition filed by Member of Parliament demanding the removal from office of the Commissioner on Human Rights and Administrative Justice. The First Deputy Judicial Secretary, Juliana Amunonaiza, said the Chief Justice had directed her to acknowledge receipt of the petition. The letter was addressed to Member of Parliament for Nsawama Dwejiri, Frank Anot Dompre, who first petitioned President John Mahama to remove Loretta Lamte from office. Lamte paid close to $5,000 monthly on her plush AU village apartment for 33 months, while over 180,000 Ghana cedis was being spent to renovate her official bungalow. Vice presidential candidate for the New Patriotic Party, Dr. Mahamudu Bawumia, has been speaking on what he will do to ensure this time around the party wins the 2016 general elections. He has called for vigilance on the part of persons who will be selected as representatives at various polling stations across the country during the elections. He spoke to my colleague Kwabna Chenchahene Wate.
To be chosen to run along Nana once again, what are your general impressions of this?
Well, it's a very humbling experience to be nominated for the third time by, Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo. I think I thank God for today. I thank Nana Akufo-Addo for expressing that confidence in me for us to do this one more time. I thank the former president, President J. Kufuor, for his support. I thank the National Council of Elders, the rank and file of our party, polling station executives, for the support that they have given me since I entered politics in 2008 to date. And that support has kept my faith that there really is a higher calling, and it's a call to service for this country. And this is really why I am in politics, because I believe that we can do better as a country, better for all of Ghana, not better for just a few. And I have absolute confidence in the vision that Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo is espousing for this country, a vision of transformation, a vision of service, a vision of dedication, honesty, competence in the execution of our duty to this country and to the people of this country. I'm very, very humbled, as I said, but I'm very optimistic about the future. I believe that if by the grace of God we have an opportunity to govern this country, we will do tremendously well. I really believe so. I believe that with the team and the vision and the dedication that we will take to the management of the affairs of this country under the leadership of Nana Akufo-Addo, it will be starkly different from what we are seeing today in Ghana, and therefore the resulting suffering that we are seeing of the people from the policies of the current government. I believe that we can make a change in that direction, and this is what gives me hope for the future. That whilst it might look bleak now, I think by 2016, when, by the grace of God, Nana Akufo-Addo wins this presidential election and we get into government in 2017, we will start a process of transformation that the whole of Ghana would see the stark difference between a government of the NPP led by Nana Akufo-Addo and the current NDC government.
Well, former Information Minister Samoa Boateng is hopeful the pair will be victorious in 2016. He called on the rank and file of the party and all of its sympathizers to be hardworking.
The NPP presenting Nana-Addo Bawumia once again. Some would say you've tried it, it hasn't really worked. What makes you so sure this time around it's going to work?
Well, whether we won or not is subject to debate. You know, we took the thing to court and all that. We know biometric machine just came in and everybody was mesmerized for a while. Somehow, even those who won, they don't even know how they won. So we need to do a lot more work. And so you cannot conclude that we've done it and it didn't work. The jury is still out there. And I believe we will overcome this time. It's obviously something we've got to keep a close eye on. It's always the banana skin, isn't it? The parliamentary one. But we appeal to our party members for the parliamentary to exercise some patience, decorum, and some understanding and cooperation amongst themselves. That's the key to winning. It's not just the flag bearer, which is one aspect, but also the grassroots, the polling station, the constituency, the parliamentary candidate selection is also a key milestone we need to cross. And I believe with the goodwill we've seen today, and this morning I went to see Nana Akufo-Addo myself. We've been speaking on the phone. And today I know him. I've known him from 77. So we know what we have to do. If we just concentrate on one aspect, we will lose the rest. And I just gave you the example of the parliamentary side. If you don't go there and you think it's just Nana-Addo and Bawumia, then you are missing something. So you need to, and also even with them, they need to build a team. You have to have people in ministries. So where are the people? And that's what we have. We have a team. And so let's try and demystify this whole power base as to just one man. It's to do with the team and organization of the party, and that's what we're going to do. And we all have to work towards it. A political party, you don't decide whether you are willing or you are not. You go out and do the job.
Are you experience?
Oh, of course. I've been a local government minister, I've been information minister, I've been minister for environment, I've been minister for tourism. Not only I've been a member of parliament, I'm a rural person from a village community, and most of the votes are coming from there as well. So you don't have to wait for somebody to give you an assignment. You go out there and do the job. And so long as you are not destroying it, and if you are, we will call you to order. If you are not destroying, you are adding to it, then that's part of a campaign. So you'll find me there, actively on the forefront.
Kwabena Chenchen Hene Boateng has also been speaking to members of the public about what they think about the pair for a third time in the 2016 presidential election.
Now, Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia has been selected once again by Nana-Addo Akufo-Addo and the National Council of the New Patriotic Party to run for the 2016 elections for the NPP. Now, we are asking, I mean, they lost marginally in the 2008 and 2012 general elections. Marginally, they did lose. But we are asking today, do they stand a chance of winning the 2016 elections? What particular message do they need out there to convince the electorate this time round?
Well, anything can happen. You know, it will depend on their own work that homework that they will do very well. If they do their homework very well, I don't think there is nothing wrong about Nana-Addo winning.
See, you're talking of their homework. What is it that they need to do?
Well, you know, before you do something better, you have to generate something from your home. That maybe it will depend on the way that you do your homework. Teach your own people how to talk, how to behave well, that will be your homework. That is the most important thing in the whole party. You know, some of our people, they don't speak well. Do you understand me? And it will depend on, to confuse a human being is very, very important, that you talk something nicely, you be friendly to people, and they know that if you come, you do something better. But if you doesn't done that, how do you think people will follow you?
Presently here in Ghana, we need person or somebody that can speak, can write, that can handle Ghanaians. You know, Ghanaians, we don't need somebody who is sober anymore. We need people who are hard, that can control, that can move this country forward.
He's a very good economist, and he has done very well in, banking, and it's better than I choose him to be his running mate.
I see. What do you think should be that message that the NPP should send out this time around in order to convince the electorate to vote for them into power come 2016?
The campaign is, they have to rely on the youth very much.
Yes, I was funny beam. Was answer your share by me, Nibidi. I will bet me the Abua, man, seek a semnia when he had it, and I was a baboon. Into bet to Mate, Mranti, and Maba, one so Asamasi, and to make them Susi say,
na one na koba ko ne na komino anhye da nkoyi de na kyerese sisi ade bibi be fim
oh one de wo hwe emfa ho o san se nyame asem mu no ana se ye hwe nyame asem mu a nimpa wo hwe ase ya na nye wawie ye se wo ka se ma hwe ase nti me ka ho de na that is wuntum nko wanim enti se wa komienu akomiensa anye ya o wo gidie se ebeyeye.
It is here almost about be Osha at them potting no one can check Ghana for I bet me to Ghana for my mom to about mom.
Nitty Trina says, see a show memoir and your mem koyi. And the Indian answer won't be share a choir won't be total near won't be radio so I'm at the part channel and ma. But when share a dear woman bar a bit to my yam more minor and what all was answer me major kuani. So we share kuafuko konia when idea massa and yet. Wo market you no kranye ndi da many men that is wunya adwene bi ade bebu akuafo a me gise beboa oman no obebo mam da wasipi.
Right, so this gentleman here is telling me that he thinks that yes, they have tried once or twice already and they have failed, but well, that's not the end. So it's a good thing to him. It's a good thing that Nanado has once again chosen Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia to run with him as they gear up for elections 2016. Well, he also mentioned that this time out, they should rather focus on policies and they should focus on ideas, things that will actually convince the electorate. They shouldn't just sit on radio and throw insults at each other.
I am Baba Tando. Good afternoon. Thanks for making time with us on Sports on News today. Thanks to Cowbell, they made it possible. Now, we're starting today's bulletin with an interview with a former national athlete. He used to do 100 meters as well as 200 meters, but for reasons best known to himself, I'm sure he will be telling us, he has decided to get into the finance industry. He will tell us a little bit about that. But remember that the Ghana Athletics Association will be hosting its Congress on November 15, where they would also be electing some executives to steer the affairs of the association for the next 4 years. The last one was held in 2010 when Professor Francis Dodu was elected as president of the Ghana Athletics Association. So we're going to be talking about a few issues surrounding the upcoming Congress, as well as a few things that we would all want to find out. I'm joined in the studio by Kweku Mensah-Nimako, former national athlete, 100 meters, 200 meters. Kweku, good afternoon.
Good afternoon, Rashida.
Why have you stopped athletics?
Due to some personal problems, injuries, and then the way they manage Ghana Athletics.
The way they manage Ghana Athletics? Tell me, how do they manage? Who are they, first of all?
I mean, the current administration, Professor Dodo and his team.
So how do they manage athletics?
I mean, we think athletics is dead in Ghana. Nothing is going on. Few competitions. Our athletes are not doing well on the international scene, and I think it's a pity for the country.
Wait, that sounds like really loaded. Yeah. You think athletics is dead?
It is dead in the country.
Why?
They just went for the Commonwealth Games and we disgraced ourselves. I mean, among even the African countries, Ghana couldn't put anything in athletics. And I think...
We didn't get even one medal?
No, a medal. That's sad. It's so pity. You know, some of us sit back and we cry. We don't want to get involved in athletics because of this administration, and we think they are not working well, so they must go.
They must go.
Yeah.
Wow. So then I wouldn't really need to ask you about the current state of the Ghana Athletics Association, or Ghana Athletics actually, because already you've said it's dead.
It's dead. It's dead. It's so pathetic.
It's so pathetic.
I can't walk about and say I have been an athlete before. I ran for Ghana. But it's so sad.
But what do you think the current administrative or the current executive is running things the way they are doing?
You know, what I know is that in every athletics association, you have a chief coach, you have a whole team, everybody is assigned to his or her duty.
Yeah.
What I know is that Professor Dodu is, how do you call it, making selections for himself. You know, he doesn't involve the chief coach.
Wait. Making selections for himself, as in making selections for national assignments, making selections of executive. What exactly do you mean?
National assignments, you know, he's supposed to give the mantle to the chief coach, so he makes his own selections. You hear Professor Dodu has called this athlete from outside. We don't even know them. They come onto the scene.
Who is the current coach of the Ghana Athletics team?
Albert Nukpezon.
Albert Nukpezon, I know, is the... So how come Professor Dodu doesn't allow him to do the selection?
I don't know what is going on. You know, Professor Dodu came and he targeted some people. He wanted to push them away. You can't even see the old athletes running for Ghana.
So if I understand you, you're saying that it's a deliberate attempt by Professor Francis Dodu to get rid of certain people, including the head coach?
Yes.
Any particular reason you think he would want to do that?
I don't know. He came with his own reason. You know, this guy lived outside. He wasn't involved in Ghana athletics. He came, he did.
But he wants a medal for Ghana.
Yes, that's in the past. We are talking about management.
Okay.
When he was performing, that is different.
Okay.
He came back. He just bought some few running shoes. Came to organize competitions at Elwak for.
But has anybody done that in the last 10 years?
People do it. I mean, people bring running shoes and
have
just
you
give them
donated
out.
running shoes to athletes?
I give to a few athletes, not much. Like all my running shoes that I had, I've given them out, about 6 of them, including my training case and other things. So I mean, this is no news. He came onto the scene and he hasn't performed. He hasn't performed. My point is that, you know, you cannot run Ghana Athletics Association with people who live outside. He's working hand in hand with Androusu, Leo Masmos and others. We respect them. They have paid their due to Ghana, and we expect that if they want to manage Ghana Athletics, they should come down. Come and coach athletes from Ghana. They shouldn't bring athletes from Ghana to come and compete.
But what I have also noticed is that when Ghana goes out for like international competitions, is that athletes who are based outside, who come to represent the country, or who go to those competitions to represent the country. So aren't they the ones who are coaching these foreign-based athletes?
They are not. They just invite them. Some of them are personal friends. We know about it. They just invite them, pay their air tickets, I mean, which you can use to help a local athlete who is running the same time as the foreign athlete or close to their time. You know, when they come to Ghana, we don't see any good thing that they do.
You sound really...
I'm bitter. I love athletics, you know. I'm into finance. I always dedicate myself. I call some athletes, give them personal money, you know, to see them train and stuff like that. I think we are all sad.
So it means that basically Professor Dodu's administration is doing a shambolic job. They have run down athletics.
They have failed. I think among all the sports disciplines, athletics is the lowest.
No, I don't think so.
That's why I think.
With you.
That's why I think. That's why I think you cannot go on any international scene seeing our athletes lifting the flag of Ghana high. It's so pathetic. It's so pathetic.
But don't you also think that the issue of funding is also making their work difficult?
What do you do? You are a manager. You said you can do it. And for that matter, they're giving you the mantle. Go seek for sponsorship. You know, there's something going on in GFA now. This is the time for Ghana athletics to contact the various institutions that we have in Ghana to at least get something from them. I don't know what they are doing. You can't hear about athletics. He's just thinking about his nomination and his election for this program. I think this is bad. I think it is very bad.
Yeah. Okay. So you think that they can do? There's the issue of no funding or very little funding for the issue for the day-to-day running of athletics, and then now you're thinking that the executive must go. Everybody in this kind executive, or
Professor Dodu must go. He must go. He's not working with those here. We know the fact. I'm not backing any of them, but I think, you know, I started from the grassroots, right from SS, from Adisada College. I came out onto the national scene.
Is that why you're wearing black and white
Yes,
today?
you know, we all love our school.
All right, let's go on.
Yeah, you know, I came onto the scene as a young boy. As I was a young boy, I ran for seniors. I did my mark, you know. We are not seeing these things today. Can you count on any of the old athletes who is still running? No.
No.
Yes, he decided to push them away for his own personal interest. All of them are complaining.
That is what I don't understand. Personal interest. Personal interest. So
he has his own people that he's bringing on board, so-called foreign athletes. I mean, they are not performing. They are not doing anything good.
You think we have better athletes based here in Ghana than those based in the foreign
we do.
ones?
When I left the scene around 2010, we had Shepherd, we had Ferguson, we had few people who were running.
Where are all those people now?
They all stopped because of them. I'm telling you, there's this story I heard. I'm here to contact the guy. I learned there was a competition in Tamale or somewhere. The boy was running. He almost made the mark. And they turned off, how do you call it? The electronic timer. And they told him it was a fault. And for that matter, the boy did not qualify. And you know, most of these athletes are in the service, so they don't want to come out to talk. They are in the military, police, and fire service and stuff. So they are not prepared to come out to talk. And if you know that boy had that potential, what did you do to help him? Meaning on a good day, he can beat your so-called foreign athletes. I mean, look at them, their posture even on the scene, on the international scene. When they mention their names from Ghana, you don't see any enthusiasm. You don't see anything.
I see.
You do not see anything. But those times, you hear Aziz Zakari, you hear Vida, it's just the dashing and everything, you know.
And now we have some athletes who are naturalizing for other countries.
Geza
and all.
Geza and others have always said they wanted to go.
I see.
The former administration did their best to maintain them. But Professor Dodu, he wanted him to go.
His best to let him go.
Yes.
Okay, so now there are 3 candidates who are vying for the chairmanship position or the presidency. That's we have Dr. Sylvanus Lamte, and then we have Mr. George Luchot, who will be standing against Professor Francis Dodu. These 2 gentlemen are standing against him. Now tell me, who do you think is the best man to clear up the rot in the Ghana Athletics Association currently?
I'll go for Mr. Luchot.
The former athletics boss.
Yes.
Why?
You know, when I saw him lecture young athletes, I was part of them.
From Ghana or based?
From Ghana. I was part of them. You will never call the national team and you will never see 4 athletes, sprinters, both male and females from Ghana. Those times you only add Vida from outside. If you talk about them, you talk about Aziz Zakari and Kansa, you will have at least 2 sprinters from Ghana. People who are running under 10-5.
I see.
You know, he did his best. Look at all the youth championship. They were winning all of them from Togo, everywhere. I think I will go for George Luchot.
And you think that with this, if he comes, you're sure that all the rots that has been created, all the mess will be cleaned up, everything will be fine?
Yes, Rashida, I'm telling you, they want George Luchot now. The athletes want him. The coaches want him now. If he comes and he doesn't perform, I'll be the same person to
push him out.
Yes.
I
will, because I love athletics.
Okay.
I love soccer, but then my passion is in athletics. Okay. That's my talent.
I see.
Yes. I train every day.
I see. Are you thinking of getting into coaching anytime soon?
No, I want to come back and run.
You want to come back and run?
Yes.
Wow. So he said it here first. Probably, what was your name again?
I'm Kwekwini Makuba. My nickname was Asrewa.
Asrewa. If anybody went to Adisadel College, I'm sure you'd have heard about Asrewa in 2002,
2001. Yeah.
Okay, so I'm sure you'd hear from him. So, are you running for Adisadel tomorrow at the school's reunion at Independence Square?
Represent.
You represent. Yeah. Okay, so he's already started his
we are having the gold medal. You know?
Yeah, getting the gold medal. Yeah. All right. So you Santa Clausians, that's what you call your old students, right? Yeah. So let's all meet at the Independence Square tomorrow for the school's reunion. But we'll talk about athletics in our subsequent.